Welcome to Cop Block Radio. We are live this Wednesday, November 26th, 2014. I hope you're doing well. I'm broadcasting from Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world. And it is snowy here, but I'm loving it. It's starting to calm my spirits, getting excited for Thanksgiving. And on the line with me, across from Ohio, is D-Ho.
What's up, everybody? Cleveland blowing up.
Yeah, sure is. Tell me more. What's going on over there?
There was protesters yesterday, and they blocked the highway. They had the highway all blocked off, and the police were kind of afraid to arrest anybody.
Naughty, naughty. No, why were they doing that?
Because of the Mike Brown thing, because of a 12-year-old was shot and killed here in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's right.
For having a BB gun.
Hey, that's not normal. That's not supposed to happen in Freedom Town. So you can call in. Share your thoughts about Ferguson, about anything. 413-418-COPS. That's 413-418-COPS. Gets you on the air. You can also send a Skype contact request to CopBlockRadio, and then we'll put you on the air. So it's as simple as that. We got a couple of stories coming up. I've got a few. You got anything on your heart that you need to riff on first for a little bit, Dio? This is the beginning of the show. Tell us what's coming up.
Yeah, we had, like I said, we had here in Cleveland, there was a 12-year-old shot. A week before that, there was a woman that was, she was wrestled to the ground by the police or whatever, and they apparently smacked her head so hard on the concrete that they killed her. And, you know, all these things are all happening in succession and stuff. I mean, this is like, it's only a week's time difference. You know, you had the Mike Brown verdict, obviously. Whole bunch of stuff is happening. We had the guy that actually, on a positive note, the only positive note I can think of, actually, we had the guy that we raised money for the hitchhiking ticket in North Royalton there. He went to court today, and they gave him back like $150 of the money that we had raised, that he was gonna, you know, he paid his fines and stuff like that, and then they gave him back the rest. So he wanted to make sure to say thank you to everybody that donated to him and everything like that, and that he was gonna use the money to, you know, either buy some bus passes or go in on a bike or something like that, so that they don't have to mess with him anymore.
Rad, dude. That is fantastic. And the stories that I've got coming up, just to tease, are protesters scale back as snow falls on Ferguson. So things are starting to die down, thankfully. Global jihadists tweet in bid to recruit Ferguson protesters. That one from Fox News. What does it mean? Then Reuters reports 2 FBI agents shot at a house near St. Louis in Ferguson, Missouri. Suspect dead, related to what is happening in Ferguson. I wonder, and I ask you. You, of course, can call in, take control. 413-418-COPS is our call line, or you can send a contact request on Skype to CopBlockRadio, and that is much preferred, by the way. So, we'll be speaking with Liberty Phoenix shortly. He's getting connected with us. You can also watch via peacenewsnow.com/live. There you'll see a chat room. You can interact with some other listeners. You can also see a live broadcast of the show. And that's helpful for stuff. Sometimes I do screen sharing. So, Dio, before we go forward, I want to get something off my chest. I was in court today. I saw the infamous Judge Burke. Are you familiar with this man?
I'm not, no, but yeah, no, you are.
Well, you may not be familiar with him personally, but Judge Burke is sort of famous in the Liberty scene and famous in Keene. He's famous for OG cop blockers, because Pete Eyre and Ademo Freeman both lived in Keene at Cop Block's origin or hereabouts, and they had several run-ins with this judge. He's just a local low court judge, and he arrests peaceful people every day, or has them sent to jail for crimes much like in your town, for open containers of alcohol, possession of marijuana, driving without a license. You know, these things,
the money makers.
They are crimes technically on the laws, like on the books, but they're not crimes because they don't produce any victims. There's no one to be made whole. It's just the state saying, you're not allowed to do that. Now you owe me money. And they often not only take your money, but your freedom. So Judge Burke was in court today. I was there appealing a concealed carry license decision. I recently applied for a concealed carry license, was denied, and I thought that was BS. So I had to take it to court and saw the infamous Judge Burke. Some notable moments. So like if folks like to watch trials and stuff, this is definitely one to watch. It's entertaining. I used the words rape, penis, ass, and genitals in that order. And it was not just for that reason, but I think it was pretty entertaining. Judge Burke got up and left during the proceedings.
There's a Judge
He was
Burke in the
upset.
chat room here. Is this the guy we're talking about here?
Oh no, he's listening and
It
chatting
looks like,
with us.
it looks like it.
Uh-oh, I better stop talking about him. Well, anyway, you can catch the full video. It'll be at freekeen.com. I'll also publish it at my website, derekj.me. So if you're interested in gun rights or just in peacefully opposing a violent system, check it out, freekeen.com. So yeah, well, let's get into our first story, which I think should be like Ferguson. Do you have a recap story for us, or should I go for that?
No, go for that. Go ahead.
All right, because
I got my hands full with Cleveland, man.
well, why don't you tell me about Cleveland? Because, I mean, people will be calling in about Ferguson, or actually, I'm sure Liberty Phoenix is going to want to get connected and talk about that soon. But tell us about what's going on in Cleveland while I get connected with LP.
Well, like I said, there was recently two police murders here in Cleveland that were very close together in a time frame and whatnot. So there was a meeting with the mayor and the chief of police yesterday that I went to go speak to them at, and the crowd was really receptive and stuff. And I posted a link there with the audio to it in the chat room, and they wrote about it on Counter Current News and everything. So the article on Counter Current News reads, D.O. Odelecki of Greater Cleveland Cop Block reported for us tonight City Council meeting regarding the shooting and death of 12-year-old Tamir E. Rice. Rice died on Sunday at Metro Health Medical Center in Cleveland. The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed Tamir's death after Counter Current News had been tipped off by two different sources within the First Police District moments after the young shooting victim of police brutality passed away. Shortly after the shooting, we spoke with the police representatives at the First District Cleveland Police Department, but they were unwilling to say much other than the basics. They acknowledged that a 12-year-old was shot in the stomach by a First District officer. After the release of our story quickly swept social media, the Cleveland police scrambled to throw together an official statement where they blamed the youth for almost essentially trying to commit suicide by cop. In the wake of this shooting and the police attempt at smoothing everything over with the community, D.O. showed up to break down the Cleveland mayor and chief of police why their excuse making misses the point. Odelecki got through to even one person tonight, it was worth it. He urges all citizens to film the police because it's your right. Film them because badges don't grant extra rights. And then there's video that goes along with that of me speaking and whatnot. And like I said, I posted the audio in the chat and stuff. So it's the kid had a weapon on him. He had a BB gun. He had taken the orange muzzle thing off. So they were saying that he reached for it and the cop stuff. The video doesn't quite show that. So
Well, we'll find out. Do we have a link to the video, right? That's been revealed?
yes.
All right, we're going to play the video when we come back. You tell 12-year-old in the wrong. Was he just asking for it?
It was a perfect storm of circumstances.
Cop Block Radio.
Shiny badges on your jacket. Shiny badges. This is Dovey Barker from ShinyBadges.com, and I just want to personally apologize for airing a jingle week after week, month after month, that turned out to be such an infectious brainworm. So to make it up to you, I'm offering a free gift. The next time you make a purchase at ShinyBadges.com, write worms in the transaction.
Worms. I had you muted. So, Liberty Phoenix, you're with us now.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Do I need to turn myself up a little bit? I think this is a little bit better. A little bit better?
You sound fine to me, man.
Yeah.
Good to go.
I say as low as your gain can go is where you want to be.
All right, so this is all the way down with the gain. Like hardcore left.
Yep, that's good. That's where it should be.
Damn, I got to be right up on it. That's actually a good thing, though. Thank you. That's
the idea. You're supposed to talk right into the microphone, and so if your gain isn't down, for example, if you're talking way back here, and I'm gonna turn my gain up right now, so you're hearing me increase my gain, and I'm increasing the distance from my microphone. Can you hear all the air in between my lips and the microphone?
It sounds like a tin can.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you sound like when you don't have your gain down like this and you're talking right into your ear.
Hey man, I posted the link. I posted the link to the video of that. Posted the link to the video of the kid getting shot. It's
I see it. Can you post it in?
Yeah.
Can you please send me that link to the Skype address, Derek J. Freeman.
How, through Google? Like just send a Google message or something?
No, through Skype.
Just go ahead and put it in the Skype.
Not our Skype, not the Skype that we
do that,
I
man.
can do it.
When the thing is on the computer. I can't just copy and paste links, and I have trouble multitasking. So,
well, we got a minute. We got a minute and a half. Is there? Yeah. Is that enough time to?
I was able to find the video.
You can share it with me.
Well, okay. Whoa! What do we got going on here?
We got also that Christina and Mike Vance is going to try to call in later, like 11 o'clock.
Okay. Whoa, we got a lot of people calling. What the F? Ah, stop. You're in my head. Jeez. All right, I got to move that to the other computer. And I know you guys won't be able to hear our callers when we call in because I don't have another computer for that yet. I'm sorry. But
I'm used to it.
This is the best thing. I know you're used to it. I'm sorry. You're such a sport.
I'm fine, man. I'm cool. I mute my mic and then I listen, but I have like a delay. That's all.
Yeah. All right, rad.
You know, it's you. You're such a big old bear, man. Damn it.
Stop setting that shit around, man.
LP.
People going to take me seriously.
What are you going to talk about when we come back? Are you going to talk about the Cleveland thing?
I want to put out a PSA for anybody that's listening in the Kane County area. They have no refusal DUI checkpoints tonight. I was originally planning on in cop blocking it. It's going to kind of segue into my move to New Hampshire because there's no one here to support me in my activism.
Oh, that's a lame excuse.
Worms. Okay, we're coming back.
Oh, right.
You can watch the LRN Studio Cam and chat with other listeners anytime at cam.lrn.fm. That's cam.lrn.fm.
413-418 COPS. Take control. This is Cop Block Radio. You can also Skype us, Cop Block Radio. It's Wednesday, November 26, 2014. Just minutes or days after the Ferguson decision. We're now hearing an autoplay clip thanks to NBC News. Don't you love it when websites do that? They're really ruining journalism in more ways than one. So on the line joining us is Dio in Ohio. Hey, Dio.
Hey, what's up there?
And now we got Liberty Phoenix with us.
My man.
Yeah.
I'm excellent. So rocking and rolling here talking about the Cleveland video. Did you just want to jump to the video or do you have some commentary first?
Yeah, if you want to, the video that I have the link posted there to is the actual shooting of the young person. If you go scroll up a bit, I have another link up there that's me talking to the mayor and the chief of police about it.
And you're talking about the links in the chat room. So if people are listening,
in the LRN chat room,
yeah. So if people are listening live and they're doing that either at LRN.FM, the Liberty Radio Network, or at peacenewsnow.com/live, where you can see live video of the show as well as a chat room. Both of those are options where Dio has already posted the link.
There you go.
So here we go. Here's the video. This appears to be from surveillance footage. This is the first time I'm watching it. I'm going to have our mics hot so we can comment live, but this is what we're seeing.
Yeah, there's no audio to that video of the actual shooting. It's a surveillance video from the rec center where he was playing in the playground out front.
Okay. So he was playing in some playground. Is this the
he was joking
12-year-old?
around? Yes, he was joking around with his buddies and whatnot. And actually, like I said, it's actually a perfect storm of circumstances that conspired to kill this kid. It's not any one person or the cops or this one who's to blame. There's a whole bunch of things that went on that just allowed this to happen. And one of the things that it was that this kid, one of his friends had actually told him like 15 minutes prior, told him, take that thing in the house before you get shot. He didn't listen, so that part is on him. Okay, but now also if you watch the video and you'll see the cop pull up there, he pulled up.
No, wait a minute. It's on him. Wait a minute. He's 12 years old. Where are his parents? It's on them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's the parents, it's the kid, it's the cops, it's the...
No, it's not the kid. I'm sorry. Like, I'm all for personal responsibility, but this kid is 12 years old. Where are his parents is my question. I mean,
yeah,
if he's able to have a BB gun, alter it in some way, wave it around town, that's not safe. That's not safe behavior. And he doesn't go out and buy a gun, so he got that from his parents. Where the hell are they?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I'm also saying, I mean, he didn't listen to his friend. His friend knew that it was no good. He tried to help him out. He didn't want to listen. That's just another part of it. The other part of it is that the police actually, the dispatch was told, if you listen, there's a 911 call that's out also. Okay. And if you listen to that, you can hear that the caller, first of all, sounds impaired. Second of all, sounds like he's not sure.
Should we listen to the 911 call? I have it.
You do? Okay, well then put the link or whatever. Because it says, you can hear him say in there several times, I don't know if the gun is fake or real or not, but it's just that it's almost like
that's a pretty fair warning.
Somebody should talk to him is basically what he's trying to tell the dispatcher. Well, the dispatcher never went and turned around and told the officer that was going to arrive on the scene.
Motherfuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's an important detail.
I know. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's more than just this or that or the other thing that caused this whole thing.
Okay, well, I see what you're saying, that there are many factors that contributed here, but ultimately, who's responsible for waving a goddamn gun around when you're 12 years old? It's your parents.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Proper gun safety, fake or real.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the police should have acted with more discretion, that the dispatchers should have acted with a little more professionalism and transferring a message along.
You guys, blaming the parents is not going to solve this. People have to
Nothing's going to solve it.
What are you talking about, LP? Blaming the parents? That's like squarely where the responsibility lies. And yes, it would change this. Parents need to take more responsibility. God damn it.
The sole responsibility is the individual who pulled it.
Now we're going to show the
and if we would use, then that officer would have approached the scene thinking, hey, this is a dynamic situation. I don't have to always use force. It's a freaking kid on a playground. Blaming the parents solely for it is not the way to go about it.
That's what I'm saying.
We are all responsible for our own actions. I stopped going to the Marine Corps because I did not want to support that, because I felt that my actions supported the death of children overseas. This officer is responsible for his actions. I would have been responsible for mine.
So I want to see the part where the kid threatens the life of an officer so much that he feels like he has to shoot and kill him. So where's that?
It's in when the after the, like, I mean, it's not even
it's like a 7-minute video. I know it's a long thing, but what's this kid doing? He's like seriously just walking back and forth on a piece of pavement, some sidewalk. That is not even fun. What are you doing, kid?
If you want to skip ahead a little bit, you can see where the cop pulls up and all that. So
yeah, well, it says like subject off camera and stuff. I want to see some of this stuff here. Well, I'm gonna play the audio from the 911 call. Take a listen.
Yes, please.
Yeah. This comes from NBC News here. They've got a little clip.
I'm sitting in the park at West Boulevard by the West Boulevard Rapid Transit Station. And there was a guy that was a pistol, you know, I saw his face. He's like pointing at everybody. Hey, where are you at, sir? I'm sitting in the park at West Cudell, West Boulevard by the West Boulevard Rapid Transit Station. Hi. So you're at the rapid station? Are you at the rapid station? I'm sitting across the street at the park. What's the name of the park? Cudell? Cudell, yes.
This 911 caller is pretty calm.
You know what? He's scared.
How does he look like?
He has a camouflage hat on.
Is he black or white?
He has a gray coat with black sleeves and gray pants on.
Is he black or white?
I'm sorry.
Is he black or white?
Black.
Why is the dispatcher most concerned about the race? That's the first question. She's describing the clothing.
No, that is.
Yeah, I agree.
And his jacket is gray, and he's got black sleeves on it.
It's like, are you looking for a skin
He's
color?
sitting on the swing right now. But he's pulling it in on his pants. He's pointing at people. Probably a juvenile, you know.
Man, that audio sounds like crap. There's only 12 more seconds. Hang on.
Do you know the guy?
I do not. I'm getting ready to leave, but you know what? He's right there by the youth center or whatever. He's pulling it in on his pants. I don't know if it's real or not.
All right. I don't know if it's real or not. You heard it. And here he is just sitting there in a gazebo. No threat to anyone.
He also says that it's a juvenile.
It's clear it's a juvenile. Not clear if the gun is real. There's a lot to this story. We're going to figure out the rest of it when we return. Still time for your calls and thoughts. Cop Block Radio.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property.
Yeah, see,
Okay,
now
go over in a minute.
he said a couple times that he didn't know whether it was fake or not. Now, I was there yesterday, okay, and where he is describing where he was and where this all took place is like, I mean, I can't even see how this guy could have gotten a clear picture of what was going on unless the kid was like running around the entire property, you know.
And it looks like he kind of was. The kid was off screen for a little while, remember?
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's for him to have seen, he was describing it as almost as if he was right there. I mean, it was like, it just seems like it was a little bit far away. I just noticed that when we played the audio and stuff, and I was like, I was just there last night, and I'm thinking, well, there's the rapid station, and there's where the thing happened. So, how could he have really seen that well? You know?
Yeah, I wonder. I'm going to see if I can get a transcript.
Mm-hmm. I think there's probably one out there somewhere. But then if you want, when we come back, you can play the audio of me talking to the mayor and the chief.
Yes. You have audio of that?
Yeah, I posted it up there in the chat.
Hey, when
So
we
the
get
problem with...
I'm sorry with the chat and everything. I
The
mean,
problem with the chat is I don't have it open on this computer, so I can't pull any links up onto the
can I
screen
send
with
it to your
So-
Facebook?
Yeah, I will open the chat in another window on this computer. That will solve the problem.
All right.
I have too many plates spinning at once, and I'm
I
trying
agree. Multitasking is not my strong suit.
Come on. you can handle that. You do 16 different shows. You've got
you.
I know.
Sound easy.
cover that shout out real quick. The people here are like getting antsy. I'm
Cover
I'm
what?
like ignoring them.
What you talking about?
Hello?
Hey, it's Christina.
Yes, it is.
Hey, thanks for dialing in. So we're on a break at the moment. I'm going to get you connected with Dio and Liberty Phoenix. Just a moment. Hey, LP.
Hey.
Did you just call me?
On the phone?
Hey there. I'm going to add you to a three-way call.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, Dio.
Hey.
There are three. Hey, Dio, please hold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm adding people to this call, and I'm having trouble because people keep calling me, and it's set to auto answer, which means everyone else gets blocked out. So I'm trying to add everyone. Christina's calling in. We're going to add her now.
Yeah, okay. She's in with Tyler and Lima. Remember, they called last week, and
all right.
I told them 11 o'clock.
I thought. The best liberty-oriented audio streamed
cool,
around the clock.
And will you send that link again? I'm in the chat room now. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to?
Welcome back to Cop Block Radio. We are live. You can call in, share your stories of Ferguson, police accountability, just about anything. We're talking at the moment about the recent killing by cops in Cleveland of a 12-year-old boy, showing the video from the surveillance feed and playing a 911 call. On the line, we have Christina, who joins us from Justice for Tyler. I believe, I guess our Skype is still getting connected, but she should be joining us shortly. We've also got Dio and Liberty Phoenix on the line. Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Christina's also one of the admins of Lima Allen County Cop Block here in Ohio, too. So.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so
she's got that going for her.
She's got a lot to say, I'm sure, about this recent killing.
I just get a short statement here, and there's some questions in here, but if you let me get to the end first, you can answer whatever.
These auto plays are just unreal.
My name is Dio, and I manage the Greater Cleveland Cop Block chapter. I'd like to say that there's way too many of these isolated incidences happening in Cleveland and around in the United States as a whole. In an age when technology is at its peak, how could the communication be so bad between dispatch and an officer on the scene that they don't know that the caller said it was a fake gun and that the kid was a juvenile? What's the excuse for Tanisha Anderson? Where was her weapon? What did she have? Okay? And that Timothy and Melissa, with all the discipline you guys handed down, you still think you did nothing wrong. You had 63 officers suspended, 9 supervisors demoted, 1 supervisor fired, 1 guy's on trial for his life, and you want to stand here with a straight face and talk about fixing community relations between the police and the community. I don't see it happening, okay? In closing, I would like to give credit where credit is due to the Cleveland police, and they have embraced the fact that citizens are allowed to film them. At a warrantless checkpoint I filmed, I was given this piece of paper by a Cleveland police officer. This piece of paper says that you have the right to film the police as they're doing their duties, just as long as you don't interfere. I suggest that everybody in this place start filming these guys on a daily basis, then you'll see some accountability, okay? You say you want to get cameras on cops, that's great, but I'll still keep my own objective record. Sorry if I don't trust you, okay? You guys need to get into the habit of filming police, even if nothing is happening, okay? Do it because it's your right, and do it because badges don't grant extra rights.
Wow, powerful words, Dio. Amazing, amazing speech. Where was that at, by the way?
That was at the Kudell Rec Center where the child was shot.
Right where the kid was shot. Today, you said that?
Yesterday.
Amazing. Now, joining us via Skype on Cop Block Radio is Christina from Justice for Tyler. She's also with the Lima County Cop Block. Tell us what's going on, Christina.
Hello.
What's up, Christina?
Hey, I just want to say that what Dio said yesterday was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank you.
It was. I'm so excited that it appears that the nation is finally standing up.
Yeah, we're tired of the bullshit. We're tired of the fact that they keep on feeding us this same bullshit, and it's just a cover up.
Mike Vance, you're on Cop Block Radio.
What's happening?
Nothing. We were just chatting with Christina and Dio, and
This is Mike from Lima Valley County Cop Block.
Welcome.
How's it going?
It's excellent. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Hey, you guys go ahead, man. I'm gonna sit back here and listen. I got a few things, but I called and I actually just jumped right in there and just cut Christina off. Forgive me.
That's all right. We auto accept calls. I will change that feature, but thank you for calling in, Mike. I'll put you in the background. And off hold, Christina, you are back on air. We just had a quick chat with Mike of Lima County Cop Block, but you're back.
Okay.
So you were saying you were so inspired by Dio's speech yesterday. It was rousing, and it seemed like the public was turning a new tide. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
And Dio, were there other people giving speeches about police accountability, about recording the police? What was the sentiment there?
No, they were asking questions about the events and everything like that, and trying to get answers from these guys, and they were getting the same answers over and over again because they were asking the same questions over and over again. And
what were they asking?
Well, I mean, like they were why couldn't they take a leg shot? Why couldn't this? Why couldn't that? This, that, or the other thing. So
it doesn't matter. Take out a video camera and record the cops. Damn it. That's the solution. Why couldn't they? Why the personal responsibility is with you. It's not with them. I mean, they're only going to act on incentives, and they have no incentives to act accountable right now. You got to change that.
I just hope that everybody in the room takes it to heart and starts filming the police, because I'm not going to be happy until every time I see a police car pulling somebody over, there's like 9 people standing there filming it.
It could happen. The numbers bear out. There are a lot more of people with video cameras than regular cops. So it could be the case.
A lot of people don't know people in their own area. Like I was planning tonight to go cop block a no refusal DUI checkpoint, but I had company and things happened, and I had enough rational excuses to not go, and that's what happens with a lot of people. And I'm somebody that's like tries to be active in this evolution that's happening within the minds of people, and it's so easy for people to rationalize not going and not pulling out that camera. And that's the thing that we need to focus on.
I'm here.
Figuring that idea that this is something that you have the right to do, that you have the responsibility to do. Hold people accountable, not just police, your friends, your family, your neighbors, everyone.
Exactly.
When's the last time you were out cop blocking, LP?
I think it was 4 weeks ago.
What was that interaction like?
It was really brief. I saw a traffic incident in progress. I pulled over. It was around the corner. Pulled out my camera as I was getting out of my vehicle. I started narrating that I was heading over to an incident as I was walking up and so forth. I was using Bambuser, of course. That's the preferable app to use on your phone if you want to live stream something where you can tell the officer, hey, don't worry, you don't need to take my camera, it's already live on the web. This is where you can get the information.
What's your Bambuser account?
The Liberty of Phoenix, the Phoenix of Liberty, Bambuser.com /the Phoenix of Liberty.
I'm going there now.
It was a really quick interaction. As I was coming up, I informed the officers as he was walking back to his car that I was just gonna sit back and record. Greeted him friendly, friendly. Hey, how you doing? I'm just gonna sit here and record. And he was like, okay. I guess the incident had just ended, so I got there just a little bit too late to see, a road pirate stealing some money from someone, extorting.
But that's
money.
sort of the example that Dio was talking about. Like, even just record, even when nothing ends up coming of it. I mean, getting into the practice of it,
exactly.
Letting the police know that when they pull someone over, there might be someone with a video camera there. I mean, we're training each other, really. We're training ourselves. We're training the police to be used to this new reality that, hey, you're going to be held accountable for your actions.
And get the Peacekeeper app. If you don't want to call the cops, just get the Peacekeeper app. Let your friends and family know what's going on. Yeah, it costs a little bit of money, but it's worth it.
Yeah, we've got a nice link that was just mentioned in the chat. Photographyisnotacrime.com. PNAC. That's another great website which covers police accountability. Friends with copblock.org.
Real quick, I gotta take off, but
well, it's a good time to take off, LP, because we're going to a break. When we return, I want to hear more from Lima County Cop Block. We've got 2 of their participants, members, what do you guys call yourselves, on the line. And you can call in, Skype Cop Block Radio, or call 413-418-COPS. And then I think we should talk about Ferguson.
Yes.
Nothing compares to a good cup of coffee. But if you're getting your coffee from the store, you're likely not getting a good cup of coffee. Free Talk Live's teamed up with BuzzBox to bring you a free...
Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Great.
Good.
Who do we got here? Do we have everyone? We had for a second 4 people on the line. Mike, LP, Dio, and Christina.
I'm here.
Mike's here.
I'm here.
Rad. Okay. Well, we got 4 of us now, including me. LP just left. So, Mike, what's going on?
Yes, sir. Oh, man, not a whole lot. I just sitting back listening to you guys, man, just taking it in.
Were you in Cleveland yesterday?
No, sir, I was not. I was not in Cleveland.
No, sir.
I am right here in the we call Lima, Ohio. We call it Lost in Mid-America.
That's a good one.
Yep. Lost in Mid-America, Lima, Ohio.
It's Lima. It's not Lima. I think I was calling it Lima. Sorry.
Lima would be Peru.
Lima, Peru. They pronounce that down in on the that'd be south of the equator. That's how you pronounce that.
Lima.
Hey, Derek,
Sir.
Don't listen to the motherfuckers, okay? Because I talked to several people, and some say one and some say the other, so they can't decide themselves. So
it's the out-of-towners who say Lima.
Yeah. Right.
That's how that works.
That's not the only one, man. Ohio is filled with these little towns that nobody knows how to fucking pronounce.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, that's true. It's very, very true.
Like, how do you guys say that Chillicothe or whatever the hell it is?
Chillicothe.
Okay.
Chillicothe.
Okay. That's not how I heard it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's even like most people don't even know Spencerville. Spencerville, it's so commonly known as Spencertucky.
Anything south of Columbus is Kentucky.
Chris, you know about all that. You know about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything south of Columbus is Kentucky.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll be coming back in 1.5 minutes. So we got 90 seconds if you need to grab water or anything.
Okay.
I'm grabbing what I need.
I got my ear.
Who's got the dogs?
I got a dog.
Is there any way you could make him quieter?
Go quiet the dog. Please. Go quiet the dog.
or
Quiet the,
lock them in a
quiet the
different
damn
room. Or something?
dog. Put a
Fucking
radio
lack of
show.
radio etiquette. I swear to God, man.
Sorry. Shoot.
So when we return, I've got some questions for you guys about what's going on in Lima. And then protests scale back as snow falls on Ferguson. I want to get all your opinions on it. We could probably get things heated up for the second hour.
All right, Mike, Lima's on you.
Oh, okay. You ready for that?
Oh, come on, Chris. You got to be
No,
able
no.
to jump in here sometime.
I'll jump in, but you're the talker. It's on you.
I don't know. There's so much going on over here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on over here.
I know.
Hey guys.
I mean, not just with the Facebook page,
guys.
but I mean,
Okay.
Guys.
Yeah.
After tonight,
Uh-huh.
lose the fucking number, okay?
Okay.
Who's the number?
I don't know what that means.
Thanks, Dio.
While our satellite channel is free to listen to, it's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs
Come on,
with the
that's
chip
funny,
in on
right?
the right side of the page
Oh, I got
at
you. That's funny.
lrn.fm.
Coming back. Cop Block Radio, we're live. You can call in 413-418-COPS or Skype Cop Block Radio. Right now we're chatting with Mike and Chris from Lima, Ohio, and they are a part of a Cop Block Decentral organization. And I want to know more about it. What's going on in Lima, and how did you get involved? Mike, you first.
All righty, what's happening, everybody? Man, there's so much going on in Lima right now. We originally started a page back around October 6th. I had tried to contact the main cop block, and I had sent so many messages to these guys because I knew I wanted to start the page. Not only just because of the things and police brutality that are going on, but the civil rights violations over here, not only by Lima Police, but by Allen County Sheriff. You've got a lot of different. We've got Shawnee Township, we've got Elida. I'm trying to think.
What do you guys do?
Townships.
You go
We've got
out
all
like
the
on
townships.
Friday, Saturday nights, protect the college students? What goes on over there? Do you go to the bars? Where do you cop block?
Myself personally, I don't frequent the bars too often anymore. I mean, I just don't do it. I mean, it's every once in a great while, and usually if I do, it's with a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, man, you go to the bars and there's so much stuff that happens. You're putting yourself at risk if you're out there late at night, especially if you're drinking, and you don't have somebody to, if you don't have a DD, then there you are. And so, as far as the bar is concerned, I'd much rather just stay at home. You're going to save a little bit of money, and actually a lot of money. And,
I'm talking about cop blocking at the bar.
Oh, I don't know.
Where do you cop block?
Well, we've had some rallies. I'll tell you what. What we have going on here, December 13th. I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but we have an OP Justice for Tyler, and this is about the beating and brutality by the Lima Police of Tyler Paxson. Since we're so new of a chapter, like I was saying, we started back in October 6th, so we've only been up, just a little over a month. And as far as going into the community and actually filming, it's been kind of, we haven't done a whole lot of it yet, but we have done some events. We've done some rallies. We were at the, we went down for the Samantha Ramsey, that was way down in Florence. I'm sure you heard of that. But we haven't, as far as a group and admins on this page, we are still kind of new to everything, and we're trying to hit some checkpoints. A few of us have been sick, and so we're just kind of getting out the door.
How can people connect with you?
Well, they can connect with us on Facebook, and basically all you have to do is search Lima Allen County Cop Block, and you will see us on there. We have, I said I was going back to Dio. I had contacted Dio. Finally, had messaged me of all these messages I sent out, and Dio helped us get on, because I knew that when I started this page, I wanted to do it right, and I wanted to make sure that our message was going to be out there for everybody. And but I'd say our biggest event in Lima right now is the Tyler Paxton case.
Tell me more.
What's that?
Tell me more about that from your perspective.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not only giving you my perspective, but I'll give you case facts on this. Tyler Paxton is 19 years old. He had went to a friend's house in the summer, back in the summer around July. He had a friend, and they were going over to visit some girls.
Isn't it your son,
actually? Christina? I'm sorry.
Isn't it your son, Christina?
Yes, it's my son.
Why don't you tell it?
Okay. Well,
either way, it don't matter to me.
Yeah.
You want to shoot Christina, or you want me to do it? I don't care.
I'll go.
You go ahead.
His friend and I went to meet some girls in, well, I guess I want to say in a high target area, a high enforcement area in Lima. And apparently there were police in the area already that were called for a loud party. Anyways, they went up to this house and were knocking on the door, and the party had already been dispersed. Nobody was arrested. Nobody was anything in concerns to this party. And the officers approached my son and his friend and were demanding IDs and names. What are you doing? And when my son said, I'm an American citizen, I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't have to tell you that, he was yanked up, and the rest of the 6 officers come around the corner, and that was all she wrote. He was beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, they beat that kid unconscious, and they had one officer holding him and another officer bashing on him.
Yeah. And he was never taken to jail. He was taken to the emergency room, and they were there with him for the rest of the night and told him, see you later. Handed him papers from I don't know what you want to call it, a remote on-call magistrate, charging him with all these ridiculous charges, and they left.
Sound like swift justice.
Yeah.
Sure, they had the case wrapped up already, right?
No.
Why even bother with that pesky court shit, huh?
Right. Yep.
Swift justice.
Yep. He is. It's amazing. It is amazing to me how 7 grown men, 7, can beat up a 19-year-old.
How much does Tyler weigh?
He weighs about 150 pounds. 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And when he's screaming, and it's amazing to me that he's screaming at them, what are you doing? Stop. And he's a victim of a prior traumatic brain injury. And he's screaming this, quit kicking me in the head. I have a brain injury. And
it's so weird.
Cares?
It's so weird, Christina, as you mentioned that when you say like he's screaming, why are you doing this? Part of me wonders, are the cops trained to be like, oh man, if they're screaming, just press harder because they've still got some struggle in them and that needs to be fought out of them? Or would they be just that violent anyway? If you're a rag doll and, the cops are just pounding like 7 guys and you're not offering any resistance, saying anything, practically acting like you're in a coma, would that be the best action to take? I mean, what's the best action to take when you're being beaten up by a group of 7 cops? What do you even do? Is there anything you can do?
No.
I've heard people say just play dead, man.
Like with a bear?
Yeah, just play dead.
Ow.
The cops are beating your ass. Just pretend like you're just you're done. Just like you would a bear.
Now, is there any software or hardware of which any of you are aware? I don't know of any yet, but maybe there's something that exists that you could like press a button and start audio recording. Like, could you have something on your shirt or maybe like your hoodie sleeves or your something that's easily accessible so that you could just start recording? If you see some danger, you see some cops around, you think, I don't know what these cops are doing, I might have a problem. Or anytime you see a cop, maybe you start audio recording. Is there some way that people could keep themselves safe in this sort of situation? I mean, it wouldn't save him in the moment, right? But then we'd at least have the objective evidence to fall back on.
Right.
There you go.
Have a camera, man. Everybody film. Have a camera.
Now, Chris, in your case, is there any objective evidence to fall back on?
There was no video. All there is audio.
Oh, there is audio. What audio exists?
The only audio that exists is from the officers.
Okay. Any gaps in that audio?
Oh, of course.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Can we play it? Are there any?
I don't.
Isn't it
I
accessible?
do not have access to it.
Not online. Okay. All right.
No.
Well, I appreciate your thoughts on that and you sharing a very personal story. When we return, I want to get into Ferguson. The protests are scaling back now, and I'm thankful for that. Your thoughts are welcome. Cop Block Radio.
Why did you move to the Shire? I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do. I moved to the Shire because I saw a video.
Rock on, everyone. This is the long break. So we've got 8 minutes to get ourselves together, get water, whatever you need to do. Everyone good?
Yep.
I'm good.
Is Liberty Phoenix back with us? Why do I see his name up on the... No, he's not here. All right, but we got Mike here.
It's just because it was in the call, that's how the call was started or whatever.
Yeah, I see. Okay, very good. I'm going to go get myself some water and play some ads. And I'll leave the video up for, how about Lima County Cop Block?
Okay.
Yeah. So that can be our little ad.
If you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at shiresociety.com. That's shiresociety.com.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1, let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2, buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3, give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
On LRN.FM, we talk a lot about alternative currencies. Did you know that now you can buy gold, silver, and other precious metals with Bitcoins? LRN.FM has partnered with Amaji Metals to bring you great prices on beautiful 0.999 fine silver, as well as gold, platinum, and other metals. Check out their selection and pay with Bitcoins or Federal Reserve notes at metal.lrn.fm. That's metal.lrn.fm.
More Cop Block Radio is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, November 26th, 2014. Silver is trading at $16.59 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,196 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $373. Antiwar.com reports Syrian warplanes attacked the industrial district of the capital city of Raqqa, the Islamic State, killing at least 63 people and wounding scores of others. More than half of those slain were reportedly civilians. Raqqa, in the northern Syrian province of the same name, has been controlled by the Islamic State for many months, and they have also taken over the rest of the province. The territory is bordered by Syrian government territory to the southwest and rival rebel territory to the west. U.S. and allied warplanes have been pounding Raqqa for weeks, but they reported no new strikes of their own in the past 24 hours, which led the Assad government to strike instead. Most of the casualties, the vast majority civilians, were killed in a secondary strike after the first strike pounded the industrial zone, and rescuers rushed to the scene to try to dig people out of the wreckage. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. Reuters reports a U.S. district judge ruled on Tuesday that an Arkansas constitutional amendment defining marriage as being only the union of one man and one woman was unconstitutional, striking down a measure overwhelmingly approved by voters a decade ago. U.S. District Judge Christine Baker said the Arkansas amendment denied U.S. constitutional guarantees of equal protection under the law for same-sex couples. The decision was the latest in a series striking down same-sex marriage bans imposed in many U.S. states. She wrote in her decision, "These laws impose unconstitutional classifications on the basis of gender in violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution." Aaron Sadler, press secretary to Arkansas Attorney General Dustin McDaniel, said the judge issued a stay, meaning the law will stay in effect while appeals are heard. An attorney for the plaintiffs said he was reviewing the decision and considering whether to appeal the stay. The decision in Arkansas comes after the U.S. Supreme Court last week cleared the way for South Carolina to become the 35th U.S. state where same-sex marriage is legal, denying a request to block same-sex wedding proceedings. While same-sex marriage advocates have had the upper hand in the courts in the past year, a Cincinnati-based federal appeals court on November 6th became the first court to uphold a marriage ban. That decision by the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals created a split within the court, increasing the chances that the U.S. Supreme Court will rule on the issue. Hi, I'm Daryl W. Perry, and I need your help to take Peace, Love, Liberty Radio on the road. During a 104-day trip, I'll be visiting at least 10 cities across the country, speaking to people about the ideas of peace, love, and liberty, while simultaneously continuing to create daily liberty media. To find out more about the tour or to donate, visit tour.fppradio.com. That's tour.fppradio.com. UPI reports thousands protested an attempt by police to clear part of Hong Kong's protest encampment, and over 30 people were detained on Tuesday. Hundreds of police officers descended on a 50-yard stretch of the city's Argyle Street in the commercial Mong Kok neighborhood to enforce an injunction against the occupation by protesters who were demanding municipal elections be free of involvement from the Beijing government. After issuing warnings by megaphone to vacate, protesters and onlookers were ordered to disperse. About a dozen of the remaining protesters were arrested. One protester told the Telegraph, "I will stay here until the very end because this is my home. If we lose this site and this battle, then the Chinese Communist Party will take full control of Hong Kong and it will no longer be the home I know." By Tuesday evening, an increased number of demonstrators had regrouped and scuffles broke out across the neighborhood between police and members of the crowd. Police said 32 people were arrested. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
The American robin heralds the beginning of spring in temperate climates across North America. Its red breast makes it easily identifiable as the most disturbingly efficient murderer in the animal kingdom. Here, we see a robin rip a worm out of the ground with no moral hesitation whatsoever. This atrocity is but one in a slug of murders this bird will commit in a single day. Although feces-fueled worms are themselves one of the most disgusting of all animals, the robin's cruelty remains indefensible. Some apologists might argue that robins need to eat worms to survive, but worms are capable of regeneration. So robins could satiate themselves on fractions of individual worms and leave the rest. But it does not. Unequivocal evidence of the robin's bloodlust.
This is Onion News.
Derek David and LaFrance.
This is Cop Block Radio. Welcome back. We're live. It's Wednesday, November 26th, 2014. At the top of the second hour. Hey, Dio, were you trying to get my attention a second ago?
No.
Well, we're live. You can call in via Skype. The address is Cop Block Radio. You can also dial 413-418-COPS.
Cop Block Radio.
That's right, man. So we're about to get a little heavy because we're about to get into Ferguson. And it's snowing in Ferguson. That sort of calmed things down. According to USA Today, police... Oh, and by the way, we're joined by Chris and Mike of Lima County Cop Block.
You say
Lima.
Damn out-of-towner, he's never going to get it.
I'll do my best. Well, police, tell me what you guys think about this. Police arrested several people at a protest near St. Louis's City Hall on Wednesday as area demonstrations ran into a third day following a grand jury decision on a white police officer's shooting of an unarmed black teenager. Well, first of all, I have to say, well done with the slant, USA Today. I recognize your choice of language there.
That was USA Today posted, printed that.
Yeah, and I raise you one Salon article with your language there. I think that's awful race baity, don't you?
You know what I'd like to
Definitely.
know, actually?
It's horrible.
Wait, what'd you say, Dio?
I said, you know what I'd like to know, actually, and then I forgot what the hell I was going to say.
Yeah, you would like to know. So as a steady rain turned into snow Wednesday night, only a few protesters turned out along the Ferguson streets that had been the scene of unrest the previous 2 nights. National Guard troops were visible outside Ferguson's police headquarters, but appeared to be fewer in number than the night before. Hey, speaking of the police headquarters in Ferguson, is it my imagination, or did I hear reports of that burning?
I heard reports about burning.
Something burned.
Okay, I gotta Google this now, because I'm woefully unaware.
They had a big storage unit that I know was set on fire, and they had another vehicle. It kind of looked like it was a cruiser that was set on fire, but, you know, I mean, man, I think everybody.
Okay, but the police station is okay. Okay.
I know what I'd like to know now.
What?
You know what I'd like to know?
What?
I'd like to know. They always talk about how these neighborhoods are so bad, right? And these are always the bad neighborhoods and stuff like that where this shit happens, right? And then, but how come it's never the gangbangers that are dead? It's always some kid or some, you know, somebody who didn't do nothing wrong. You know, somebody an unarmed person. Where's all the dead gangbangers that they caught in the act of doing some dirt?
Yeah. That's a great question.
Good question.
You know, that
they don't go after the looters. They're sitting there, you know, like standoffing with the protesters. Why aren't they going after the people that are committing the crimes?
Because it's safer, Dio. The incentives are there.
Right.
I mean, really, what incentive do they have to put themselves in more danger than they need to? None.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what, you guys, I got something just real brief I want to say about that, you know. I was looking, I had a list of a whole slew of, you know, people that have been murdered by the police. I mean, I have a long list. I don't actually need to read this entire list, but what you're talking about is, as far as the safety of the police, it's exactly what they're doing. They don't want to go after gangbangers. They don't want to go after people who are able to possibly defend themselves. And if you look at these, I'm going to name off here maybe about 5 people, starting with Tamir Rice, 12 years old. Samantha Ramsey, Florence, Kentucky, female, 19 years old. John Crawford, Dayton, Ohio, 23 years old.
It's actually
Mike
Beaver
Brown,
Creek, Ohio.
19 years old. Dylan Taylor, Salt Lake City, 20 years old. And then you've got Akaya Gurley, and that was the guy in the stairwell in New York City, 28 years old. You know,
How
so
far
you
you want
got
to go
all
back?
these young people.
Amadou Diallo.
What's that?
I say, how far can you go back? Does anybody remember Amadou Diallo?
No.
No.
He was one of the New York City ones. Like shot like 47, or no, was it? It was either he was either the one that was shot like 47 times in a vestibule of a building, or he was the one that they like anal raped with a plunger.
So I learned something recently. You speaking of all of those bullets in his body, I heard that when police are in fear for their lives, their training says unload the entire clip at center of mass, or the entire magazine, I suppose I should say. So has anyone heard that? I mean, I don't know how we could
I've heard
confirm.
something similar to that.
Could you get I guess we get a 91A request or a Freedom of Information Act request and ask about that? Is that the only way?
I'll tell you what
someone had mentioned to me that it was that the training is to start firing when you're bringing the gun up towards the legs. Like as you're bringing the gun up, you should already be firing. Is basically what the training says.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And their whole 6 months of training.
There was a study done. I mean, this has been years back, and I read this, and it said that what happens, and this is not just police officers, okay? This is just anybody that is shooting a gun or holding a gun. But it was generalized around police officers, because they said that in most situations when a police, when he fires his gun, they will normally fire off between 7 to 10 rounds, opposed to say 2 or 3. The reason behind that is because their adrenaline is flowing. They're in the heat of the moment, and they said that most people, and not just cops, really can't tell the difference between firing a couple shots to 7 or 8 when they are in, they feel that if they have been threatened. So this is the answer. The psychology tells you that, hey man, I'm a cop. I feel threatened. This guy is an immediate threat to me. So I'm not going to, pull that trigger a couple times. Then before you know it, they fired 7, 8. So if you got 10 cops there shooting at one guy, what do you got? You got 70 bullets.
I don't know how you could, like, I mean, one of the basic rules of gun safety to me that I know of is to be sure to check behind your target for whatever whatever might be behind it or whatever, so you don't end up shooting something behind what you're aiming at. And I don't see how, like, if you're shooting before you're even on target, how is that checking? How can you be checking behind your target for that? I don't.
Exactly.
Well, they don't.
I don't get it.
They just shoot to shoot.
They don't care about who's behind them.
And speaking of incentives, we were talking about how the police are killing all these young people who are seemingly innocent and unable to defend themselves. I think that all plays into the same kind of incentives. Like you were talking, Dio, about you apparently hear about these bad neighborhoods, but when do you hear about the gangbangers dying or anything because of gang activity? Well,
where's the criminals?
I lived in good neighborhoods and I lived in bad neighborhoods, and I can tell you which one had more cops. It was the good neighborhoods, because they don't want to be in the bad neighborhoods. They'll get hurt. The cops are in danger in those neighborhoods. They have every incentive to be in the good ones. They want to go get an ice cream cone. They want to go wave at their neighbors. They don't want to be in bad neighborhoods where they could get shot.
I've certainly heard before from neighborhoods that I've been in that cops would say, I ain't going down there.
Exactly. Exactly. So they're just people, and they're responding to incentives. They got this this sweet paycheck, this sweet gig, and they want to avoid all kinds of danger. They think it's one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. It's not. I don't know I think like fishing is.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I think like whale hunting or something is the most dangerous.
Yeah,
and then like plumbing after that. They're number 8. Anyway, this is Cop Block Radio. We've got more coming back from the USA Today article about what's going on in Ferguson. Why are the protesters stopping? Are they going to lose steam, or is this just a brief pause while the snow falls? Plus, we'll take your calls. 413-418-COPS or Cop Block Radio on Skype.
If there was a place that liberty-minded people had been elected to political positions and were rolling back government...
They're not even in the top 10. We got someone in the chat who says it's mining and fishing are at the top.
Yeah, they're cops not even the top 10 most dangerous.
Like the crab boats and shit like
we gotta have our...
Hey, I had to ask you guys a question. I wanted to know this just to make sure. I can't hear my voice coming through. Am I talking too loud? Because I got I was having a problem. I did a video the other day, and my recording capsule is, I think it's clogged up or something. I don't know, but I just wanted to know if I was talking too loud.
Yes, you are.
Maybe just a little.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is talk like we're all in a room hanging out with each other, and you don't need to raise your voice any more than you would to talk to the guy next to you.
All right, that's why I have my voice up in the first place. So
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's always good to be. I think it's always good to be louder. Generally, I can adjust the volumes from here, but yeah. Keep yourself quiet. I can pump you up or down.
That's why I wanted to know.
Man, I hate having them brain farts on the air like that, man. It sucks.
Oh, when you're like, what I want to know is,
I
forgot.
I really want to know.
Get your freestyle on, Theo. Get your freestyle on, man.
That's cool.
That's funny.
We got each other to bounce off of.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So you guys use Bitcoin?
They don't even know what it is.
I'm sure you do. Bitcoin.
Derek, I'm not kidding. They don't even know what it is.
No,
I have an account, but I did a whole bunch of stuff to get going on it. And by the time I got ready to use it, it just didn't. I don't know. I think it's fucked up. And maybe I'm just not.
You didn't buy any Bitcoin. You didn't buy any Bitcoin.
Well, no, I didn't. But when I attempted to, I tried. That was back when we did the badge exchange and all that deal.
Yeah, nobody's trying to sell you any though. That's the problem.
I just ask because I just think it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. It's like a great invention. It's going to make the world a better place. And I always want to know, what do other people think about it? I know we both got Cop Block in common, but I'm wondering if we also have Bitcoin in common. Not yet, but maybe.
No.
Well,
haven't tried it.
We're still rookies over here in Lima about that, man. We're kind of.
Yeah, we're in cornfields over here.
I got to go down with the pointer and the fucking blackboard and everything, and and shit. Put the little graduation hat on and stuff with the little tassel.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Hey,
if you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding.
Oh, that's great. I need to watch that.
It's
about time. Yeah, it's about time. Not The Wall. It's The Wall. That's the movie, right?
Yeah, it is The Wall.
They didn't have. Did Pink Floyd have 2 movies?
No, but they got a lot of live concerts and shit like that. Their concert is like a movie.
I just realized that the Beatles had 2 movies. I knew they had Hard Day's Night, or Long Days, whatever the hell it is.
Hard Day's Night.
Yeah, and then but Help is Help also a movie?
They got Sgt. Pepper's too.
Sgt. Pepper's is a movie?
Yep.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts.
It's a book too.
Jesus. All right, we're back.
Cook. Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Welcome back. It's Cop Block Radio. We'll take your calls about police accountability. And Ferguson. Skype us, Cop Block Radio, or dial 413-418-COPS. I'm talking with Chris, Mike, and Dio, and Chris and Mike. Do you like Chris or Christina? What do you prefer?
You can call me Chris.
I'm switching. Okay, great. You can join them on their Facebook page, facebook.com/Lima Cop Block, Lima Cop Block.
You say Lima, I say Lima.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Either one. just like the page. Show them that you care. And I look forward to seeing some videos out of Lima Allen Cop. What's Lima Allen? Is that 2 different counties? Is that
Lima Allen County?
It's 1 county.
Lima is the city. Allen is the county. And you know, just what you're saying, man, we want to encourage everybody to come to like the page right now, because just in the past couple days, and I'm sure the Dia's seen some of this too, man, we are under fire over here. We have pissed some people off.
Why is that?
And they don't like us. They don't like us. There's just a group of, you know, I mean, I don't want to go into where this group is coming from, but there's several people that are very angry with what we're doing.
Of course they're right. That means you're doing it right. So
exactly.
That's what I mean. And so you know, we've had to you know, I've had to battle, and I've had to get pretty nasty with people.
How come nobody wants to listen to me when I just tell you, just ignore those people? they tend to go away when you ignore them.
Yep. You know, I had to make a video, and I didn't want to, but I did it because there is a level to where it becomes, when somebody comes on your page, that's the thing. We know why you're there. We can look at the way that you respond to our content or to the videos or the things that we post. We know why you're there, and we know if you're there for good intentions or bad intentions. And we've had a lot of people come on with bad intentions. And so I had to make a video to let these people know that we're not going to tolerate it. We're not going to ban them, and we're not going to censor them. But I basically said,
anybody advocating violence should be banned. That's my only rule. Anybody can say anything they want. I don't give a shit how many times you cuss. I don't give a shit if you can't spell right. I don't give a shit if you can't use the right grammar, but don't be advocating violence. That's the only rule I got.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Yep.
I think we're all on the same page there. Hey, I'm seeing something at the Lima County Cop Block, which I'm sharing on the screen here. It says Officer Donald Hubbard, and it's got a picture of him punched in the face, and he is seriously effed up. And then picture side by side, Officer Darren Wilson punched in the face, obviously not as affected, almost no injury visible. And then it says below them, fired 2 shots while attacker was on top of him. Darren Wilson fired 12 shots while chasing attacker down the street. Who made that?
I didn't make it, but I posted it.
Yeah?
Yes.
What? Who's Officer Donald Hubbard?
I believe he's another officer in St. Louis.
I think maybe Police to Police made that, didn't I?
I think so. And I think that the point was to show that this guy, you know, fired 2 shots while he was getting the crap beat out of him, literally.
And he looks like it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got, you know, Officer Wilson over here who has pink cheeks killing a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah, they had the heat turned up a little bit too high in that emergency room. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, I just want to point out, and I'm sure this wasn't intentional. I know you said you didn't make it, but I haven't read any reports that indicated that Darren Wilson was chasing anyone. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm open to reading any sort of reports that anyone can put forward, but I haven't read that. So just in the interest of accuracy, I want to just share that with the audience that I don't know that he was chasing. And I have been delving through the official grand jury documents. Those were released by the New York Times, and you can read the interview by Darren Wilson just the day after, August 10th, the day after the shooting. Lost my train of thought. It just circled the drain.
It just went right down the drain.
So anyway, has anyone read any of those documents?
I have not.
Yeah, I would check them out.
I
last night
looked at it a bit, and it's. I mean, it's. I don't know. I can. Well, the truth is never going to be known. So I mean, like.
Well, one of the things I was surprised by was how similar all of the accounts are. Like, I was amazed that even though I had heard all these mixed reports in the media about Darren Wilson, white cop shot this black unarmed teen. It seemed like they said Michael Brown was kneeling. He had his hands in the air, said, don't shoot. None of that in any of the witness testimony that I read. Actually, it appeared that Michael Brown had his whole half of his body inside of the Tahoe at the time of the first shot. And then one witness said that he thought he just witnessed the killing of a cop because he saw Michael leave through the window, walk away. I mean, I'm getting an echo too, so if someone's got their speakers on a little loud, maybe you could turn those down. The the witness thought that they saw the murder of a cop because it took a few seconds for Darren Wilson to get out of his car, and I guess step out so that he could pursue Michael Brown, who was chasing or who was running from him. But then Michael Brown turned around and charged towards him. And that was the other thing that I didn't hear about in the mainstream media, was this charging. That was one thing that all the witnesses talked about that I was like, why didn't I hear more about that? That sounds like pretty threatening stuff. If he's able to reach down into a Tahoe, first of all, that's a pretty tall dude. Second, someone charging at you, what the F, man? Why wouldn't that be talked about? Why would that be left out? I wonder if the witnesses are either, one, lying, if the testimony was doctored, or two, if they're just afraid of being honest and open in their community. If everyone had their minds made up about what happened, and then they don't want to be inconvenienced by the facts. Your thoughts?
I think similarly that there's some lying going on in the testimonies. And my simple response to any time somebody starts bringing this kind of stuff up and people want to start trying to, nitpick this particular Mike Brown thing. John Crawford did nothing. He did not reach for a cop's gun. He was stopped in the fucking.
Man, that's a great point. And we should talk about John Crawford. Also, interestingly, someone in the chat room posted a video of Darren Wilson allegedly arresting a man for recording him. I think we should show that. I mean, this is Cop Block. We're talking about recording police. Let's get that little bit of history on Darren Wilson.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
You're going to obey it. Man, she sounds like a Spanish Nazi.
You're going
Hey
to
guys,
obey.
sorry about the toilet. That was my husband.
If
But
that
what?
happens, mute your microphone. Do you know how to do that?
Radio etiquette, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
do. I'm
teach you guys
sorry.
video etiquette too.
Jeez. And you know what? This goes to show the honesty. You didn't even have to admit to that, Chris.
I know.
Come
I know you
on.
guys all knew it was me. Well, not me, but my husband.
I didn't know who it was. I thought it was Dio over there taking a shit.
No, the only sounds you hear from me is smoking.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
smoking and drinking, but
There
yeah,
you-
that was my
there we
husband.
go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's, whenever I hear somebody talk about, they try to get into the specifics of this Mike Brown case and everything, that's my instant response is John Crawford did nothing.
That's
John
a great response, man. That is great.
John Crawford was shopping in a Walmart, and people are not rioting in Beaver Creek. There is not looting going on in Beaver Creek. People are taking over the police station in protest, but there is no looting going on in Beaver Creek. It's, you know, and it's a much more worse case. I mean, something like this 12-year-old kid. It's not even the fact that it's the 12-year-old kid, but it's the 12-year-old kid. It's Tanisha Anderson last week. It's, you know, the 137 shots last year. That's 3 instances in like less than a year.
It's rampant, man.
Yeah.
You know,
that something stinks about this Ferguson thing. Is why I bring it up.
For sure, the whole thing stunk.
No, I know, no, more than usual, because you're right. John Crawford is such a bigger deal. Why are there riots in Ferguson and nothing going on? I mean, yeah, there's stuff going on in
no, I don't want to be urgent people to be rioting, but
no. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not
protesting like a motherfucker down there.
No, I'm not saying just because, they're rioting over here, they should be rioting somewhere else. Not at all.
It's the demographics of Ferguson.
The plant of the thought in the head, that's all.
Go on.
You know.
Go on, Dave. Mike, excuse me.
I just said it's what I believe it is. The reason that they are particularly bringing these protests in Ferguson is because of the demographics.
Low income?
It's not necessarily that. I mean, I'm sure that there are low income places. I have a friend who happens to live in that area, and when I tried to bring up the situation, I talked to him. He's a personal friend, and I've known him for 20 years, and he lives out in the St. Louis area. And when I tried to bring up the fact about the Michael Brown case in Ferguson, he said, man, if you lived out here, he said, you wouldn't even be standing up for this guy. He said, I know this and that, and I stand up for Mike Brown.
Why are you standing up for Mike Brown?
Why am I standing up for Mike Brown?
Yeah.
Myself personally?
Yeah. Well, let's get into that. Hold that thought. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a great question. I'll give you a response for that.
All right, we're back in 10.
Cases may be referred to participating law firms in your jurisdiction. Listen to LRN.FM on any phone, anytime. 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
Welcome back, Cop Block Radio. Hey, you can call in, and we're about to get controversial, so write down this number, 413-418-COPS, or...
You guys are going to bring the Dio out, that's it.
Send a Skype contact request to Cop Block Radio. So, Mike, why do you support Mike Brown? Because he's got the same name?
No. My last name is not Brown, but I think in a sense it's not. I don't personally know Mike Brown.
What do you know about him?
I'm going to say this: what I really believe, as far as in the way that you asked the question, is why do I support Mike Brown? I think Mike Brown, I don't think Mike Brown is a very good person as far as his nature. There was a video that came out with him in the store. He's a bully. He was a bully. He stole from the store, and I absolutely no way, shape, or form am going to endorse that for Michael Brown. I think what he did was wrong. For anyone. I'm not going to endorse his behavior. I think the guy's a bully. He was a very big kid in size, had a lot of weight on him, and he was very tall, very intimidating. And anybody that's going to walk into a store and they're going to push a store owner around, you got to have a few screws loose up there in order, that goes to show what kind of upbringing did he have? What kind of environment did he grow up in? Now, having said that, what I'm going to say is that bad.
Go on. We lost for a second.
I said, I was saying, was his crime, and this is my reason I support him, was his crime so bad that
it's punishable by death? No.
Man, what a beautiful response. What a beautiful answer. I'm so thrilled. Thank you for tackling that. And I'm seeing a lot of responses in the chat saying like, hey, look, it doesn't matter. What we all are for is for police accountability and ending police brutality.
Exactly. Like I said, John Crawford did nothing. John Crawford was standing shopping in Walmart when he was gunned down by an officer. I recently heard from someone in the Ohio open carry circle that had said something to the effect of that the other officer that was with Sean Williams at the time was actually the first one to see Brown, and he did not fire on him immediately. And then the second officer came around the corner and saw him.
Some hothead.
And bang.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, so what I want to know is, what are we doing wrong that we're not bringing as much media attention to John Crawford or any of the other people who have been victims of police brutality?
Quite a bit. I mean,
no. Let me finish. This unsympathetic thug gets more attention than some innocent father of three. I mean, what the hell is that? Well, like, why? No. Why are we not able, as a media organization, to push this to the mainstream in the same way that this Mike Brown story blew up? Like, what can we do better? What can we learn from this? We don't need to cause riots.
In Ohio, it's in the mainstream.
That is a good question.
I mean, the people, that are down in Beaver Creek and the people that are down in Dayton, Ohio and stuff are really kicking ass when it comes to the protesting and stuff like that. I mean, they're out there day after day. There's Dayton, Ohio Cop Block down there. There's Yellowstone.
Where's out there? What do they do? Are they online? Because, I mean, being out there in their community is good.
The Dayton, Ohio Cop Block is on Facebook. The Yellow Springs Cop Block is on Facebook. There's other groups down there, though, as well. There's like some, I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's like Ohio Students for something or whatever. And
Ohio Students for something or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Endorsed by Dio.
The exact name, but
it's just funny.
The point is that there's people down there that are doing the protesting. They camped out in the police station.
Where's their videos? I know it exists. I want to see these videos.
If you look at the Dayton, Ohio Cop Block page, the Yellow Springs Cop Block page, look at Countercurrent News has got some stuff on it. Countercurrent News is really right on top of it, actually. The Greene County Herald is down there. Virgil Vadova is actually working down there quite a bit. So, there's a lot of stuff going on down there. It's not that it might not have the national attention that Ferguson has, but it certainly does have Ohio's attention.
Hey,
sure.
Derek, it's Derek, right?
Yes, sir. David, Mike.
Yeah, Mike. There you go. Hey, listen, I just wanted to elaborate just a little bit on what your questions. Why is the John Crawford not getting the publicity? I think
about it quite extensively on this show as well.
Yeah, I think and this is just my opinion on it. The issue with John Crawford is the location of his murder was. This was directly across from one of the best and neatest malls in the state of Ohio. It's called Fairfield Commons. This area is a melting pot for people to come. There are every restaurant that you could imagine in the world is in that area, in that immediate area. Plus, you have the mall, and Beaver Creek is extremely wealthy. This is doctors, lawyers, dentists, attorney, everything. Judges. This Beaver Creek, Ohio, is extremely wealthy, and so the people that are coming into Beaver Creek that are actually doing the protests, and there are several of them. But anyhow, the people that are coming into Beaver Creek that are set up in front of the cop shop and are doing this are coming from other areas. Most of them are not Beaver Creek residents. I don't believe John Crawford was a Beaver Creek resident. But so if you look at the other side of that coin and you look at Ferguson, Mike Brown.
It's like saying Cleveland, Parma, North Royalton. They're all part of Cleveland. It's the same kind of thing down there.
I think I hear what you're saying, though, Mike, which seems to be that what you were saying earlier. It's demographics, and by that I thought you just meant like low income, but no, it's more than that. It's sort of like a cultural attitude. It's like when the expression when you got nothing to lose.
Right. There you go.
I feel like these are the people who are like, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's right. You look at that situation with Mike Brown. He was shot in the street in Ferguson, and he was a victim of his peers. And I don't know if that's a good way to say it, but the thing is that this is an area where there are several people, his friends. I mean, wasn't he a few blocks from his residence where this happened?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, of course. So
see, that's what I mean. That's the difference.
We're all products of our environment.
Yes, it's St. Louis, and so I mean, St. Louis. If you look at the size, the population compared to Dayton, Ohio, that's huge. So that plays a big role in it.
Worms. Hey, man, when we come back, I want to finish up this Tamir Rice shooting video. We never got to that. We started it off. We never finished it. So let's wrap up those loose strings, and let's finish up the loose strings about Ferguson. We only got one segment left, so still time for your calls if you make them now. 413-418-COPS. Worms. And what else? We got some more time. So let's say, what else we got? Maybe global jihadists tweet in bid to recruit Ferguson protesters. That would be weird. If we have time for that, we'll talk about it.
If you want to move to...
Yep. Do you guys know Worms? Worms is from a show called from a show I host on Sunday nights called Freedom Fiends, and it's used as both a replacement for the word, like just like word, and also as a warrant canary. It's something that will, if we ever stop saying it, that's the signal that we've been contacted by the government.
What? I'm confused.
So a warrant canary is a tool that like websites and other people will use to let you know that they've been contacted by the government without saying it. So sometimes the government will contact you and it'll be in a letter and it'll say, and if you tell anyone that we contacted you, you're going to prison. And it's like, what? Oh no, how do I, who do I, now what? What do I do? I can see an attorney.
Shouldn't you say it if you are contacted and not stop saying it if you're contacted? How the fuck?
No. It's backwards. Right. So like they say you can't tell anyone if you've been contacted. So what you do is you set up a thing that says like, hey, this little penguin in the corner of my website is my warrant canary, and if it ever disappears, I've been contacted by the government. That way you don't have to say anything. You don't have to tell anyone. There's just this signal that people know already. And Worms is one of them. Where did
Worms come in, though, Derek? Where did that come in?
Worms? It's not my own creation. It's
I understand the warrant. So the warrant canary, I get that. That warrant canary, I kind of like that idea. So,
yeah.
But everybody has
knowledge on me too. Shit.
Everybody has to know that, though, right?
Yeah, it sort of has to become a common thing. And so, like, I don't know. I think they're kind of a new tool.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a tool for the 21st century. There are some cool websites that had warrant canaries.
You just told them all that, because they're all listening anyway. So now you just told them all what we do. So,
Well, that's okay. That's okay. They can know what
that one.
they can know what the warrant canaries are because everyone has to know what it is. As long as I'm still within the law by not telling people, right?
Okay.
They can't pursue me.
I'll take it.
I'm
I'll buy
glad I
it.
We're not on right now. We're on break right now, right?
We are on break. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You can flush your toilets or do whatever you got to do.
Oh my God.
Let the dog in.
Yeah. The mute button is your friend in times
It
like
is.
those.
I didn't expect it though.
That's okay. Sometimes those things surprise us.
Somebody flushes the
Ridiculous.
toilet in my house and the thing just goes and for like 5 minutes, and I gotta mute the whole time, and then Derek's trying to get me, and I'm like, I can't fucking turn it on yet. I gotta wait. Okay, it's clear now. I can hit the button and go.
I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, seriously? Whatever. Oh well. It was comical.
I agree. No, the chat room got a good laugh out of it too. We were all like, what?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right down
Thank
the
you.
Hey, Christine, is your toilet Christine?
Yes, it is. It's good. It's good.
I had a weird interaction with a cop today. While I was in court today, but while I was outside, he said that he wishes he could come and hang out with some of the activists and like smoke cigars and like chill. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, wouldn't that be kind of cool?
You should tell him to come on. Bring
I know, kind of. Here, we're coming back.
Are you an attorney, Derek?
You can interact with other LRN listeners
No.
through a message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
I want Cop Block Radio. Am I an attorney? No. This is not legal advice. You're listening to Cop Block Radio, and we are not professionals at
You're on the J LLC.
at this or at well, I'll speak for myself. I'll just say I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice. But I did see a cop in court today, and he said how cool it would be to hang out with some of the freedom activists here in Keene and just chill. And I was like
Bring
thinking,
it, officer.
yeah, I was thinking my first impulse is like friendly. So I'm like, yeah, come hang out. But then I'm like, wait a minute. You gonna wear a wire? Are you gonna like undercover some stuff? Or what are you trying to do here? What's your end game? And then part of me was
the last time I went to go do to block a checkpoint, I told them there's a Welcome Leo's page.
Yeah, but then so the other part of me is like, he's got 14 years left before he's gonna retire. So he's not changing his mind. He's not, gonna. But then again, wouldn't it be nice to have a cop on my side? Wouldn't it be great?
It'd be good to give him a different perspective of it.
Yeah, a different perspective, but also like a cop, they have the power of discretion, man. They have the power to be like, oh, I'm going to give you a ticket or I'm going to arrest you or not.
That's the worst thing, too.
What's the worst thing?
Police having discretion.
Why is that bad?
Discretion for a police officer? I mean, think about it.
Why is that bad?
They have discretion.
Yeah?
Because that can go north or south.
Discretion to me means they can use their conscience.
Well, I get that. Maybe I'm looking at the cup half empty. But like I said, I still
look it up.
Pessimistic bastard.
Yeah.
You still think what? I didn't mean to cut you off. You think what?
I think that discretion is a great thing, but it can go north or south.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're the equalizing voice here.
I'll give you my example of discretion gone wrong. Okay.
I'll hear it.
It's in Ohio. There's no, there's open carry law, right? You can hold a gun on your hip, open carry anytime. There is no law concerning the carry of bladed instruments, knives, and such. So now I go out and I spend a good amount of money on a nice knife that I need to carry because you're supposed to carry a knife on you, right? You never know when you need it. You always need a knife, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you go spend a good amount of money on a knife, and officer discretion pulls you over and says you're carrying a concealed weapon and decides to confiscate your concealed weapon just because he likes it better than you do. So next thing you know, you see officer in court and officer's wearing your knife on his belt. You know?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Okay, so that's a good example where officer discretion goes south.
Here's the definition of discretion.
It's up. I'm sorry, Derek, but it's up to the officer's discretion about whether or not he wants to consider that knife a weapon.
I think that's
There you
bull.
go.
No, it's not up to him. It's if it's not against the law, then it's not up to him at all. It's not his part of his purview.
There is no law. There is no like set standard.
Then you're free to do whatever you want with a knife. You're free to have a samurai sword on your back if you want to. If there's no law about it, then there's freedom.
I'm telling you, the way it works is that it's not, because it's not defined in any way, then it's up to the officer discretion as to whether or not the knife is dangerous enough to want to have to take it from you.
Yep.
I got it since Dio told a knife story. I have a knife story that was involving a couple of officers. I'm going to have to say that unless Derek, unless you have something.
Yeah, I want to give us the definition of discretion here.
Please.
We've got the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. I don't think that's the kind we're talking about. Number two is the freedom to decide what should be done in a particular situation. I think that's the one we want.
There it is.
So freedom. It's the freedom to decide what should be done. That's a pretty good thing to when I say a cop should use his discretion is like, you know, that Shaheen Allen lady who is from Philadelphia, took a pistol that's totally legal in Philly, and she went to her son's birthday party in New Jersey where it's illegal. And the cop was like, oh, well, that's an illegal gun. And those are illegal bullets, and it's illegal to have it in the car. And now you're slapped with 3 felonies. And so
that was it. She just had possession, didn't she? She wasn't the one that fired the warning shot or something like that?
No shots. She was pulled over for swerving, and the cop was like, anything in the car I should know about? And this mother of 3, young, responsible woman said, yeah, I have a gun in my glove box.
Because that's what you're supposed to do when you have a gun, is let them know that you have it.
Hey, you know, what's the harm in her just saying it? But, it turns out the harm was she was slapped with 3 felonies, and she would have been better off keeping her mouth shut.
New Jersey doesn't have reciprocity.
Unfortunately. So that's why I talk about discretion. That would be a perfect example for a cop to exercise his discretion and say, hey, miss, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. And you're going to drive away, and you're going to put that in your trunk, okay? You know,
or do that.
Yeah. Or the discretion of saying, hey, you weren't wearing a seatbelt, but I'm just going to let you off with a warning, or something like that, you know? That's the kind of discretion I want to see officers exercise. Anyway, I interrupted Mike. You have the floor.
No, not really. Not really. I just, I had a question. Dio, now your situation there, you're talking about a knife. Was that just the hypothesis situation you were saying, or?
No.
Okay. So that's genuine then. Great. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now I have a great story. I thought this was, this actually had me kind of cracking up. It came down. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details on it. I'm just going to tell you, I was arrested. It was in the summer, and I had a knife on me, and it has a clip, and the clip goes down, and the knife goes in your pocket. Clip goes on the outside. It's very plainly, you can tell that it's there. You know what it is. When I was arrested and had my encounter with these 2 police officers, I lifted my shirt up, and I was holding my shirt up, so my stomach and back and everything is exposed. And I told him, I said, look, I have nothing on me, but I have a knife in my left pocket. I want you to be aware that knife is there. And this is what I said to him. I said, you can go ahead and you can pull that knife from my pocket, but I want you to be made well aware that is a gift from a close friend of the family, and nothing better happened to that knife. You can go ahead and you can pull it from my pocket. I carry it everywhere I go. Now, this is a spring-assisted blade. You hit a button and it comes out like a switchblade. It's not a
switchblade.
It's not a stiletto.
It's spring-assisted. It's not a switchblade.
That's right. It's a spring-assisted knife.
It's a tactical folding knife. It's,
But I can
different
I can
mechanics.
literally- yeah, I can, and it has a ring. It's the most amazing knife I've ever owned. It has a ring. I mean, it really is it's a tactical style knife. You can, if you wrap your hand around it, it has a big finger piece like a ring, and you can wrap your finger in it. And if your hand is wrapped around that knife, no one's going to take it from you. They're going to have to break your hand. Anyhow, all that is whatever. So, when I was booked in, well, yeah, I'm going to get there. When I was booked into jail, after I told them cops nothing better happened, when I was booked into jail, I was released a couple of days later, and man, these cops had this knife wrapped up better than UPS, FedEx, and DHL all put together.
That's nice. Was that just because you gave them the warning and you treated them right?
I don't know. See, this is the reason I brought it up, is because of the discretion. But I'm telling you, they had this thing wrapped with clear tape. They had it inside a small package, literally vacuum sealed. And then they had it inside a bigger package, vacuum sealed on top of that. And I'm thinking, wow. I'm like, so hey, I got to give it to them.
What a good story. I hardly want to jump from that to the Tamir Rice shooting video, so I think I won't. We should just keep it light and positive for the rest of these couple of minutes. I just want to wrap it up.
You got to put that out. You got to show that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
let's see the video.
We'll finish with the video here, but we can talk over it because there is, of course, no audio of this. We only played the 911 call earlier. And in the remaining seconds of the episode here, we've got the police cruiser shows up. The young Tamir Rice is sitting in a gazebo, minding his own business, it seems. And the police officer appears seemingly out of nowhere.
Up on the grass,
Yes.
Yeah, up onto the grass.
I couldn't get that part. I was like, is that a driveway there?
It's because he was not informed that the caller was not convinced it was a real gun.
Right. Yeah, he was acting under
he was in
false
the
information.
impression it was real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that's going to do it for tonight's episode of Cop Block Radio. I want to thank you for listening at home at LRN.FM. And I want to thank our guests for being on. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks
and
for
Chris
having us, Derek.
of Lima, Allen County Cop Block, and always Dio.
Yep.
There you go, brother.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is
Rock on. That's it. Great
Thank you.
episode. Thanks so much for being on, guys. I really appreciated the extra
Hey,
voices.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us, man. That was it was a lot of fun. Man.
Very cool.
Definitely.
And the chat room enjoyed it too. So thank you, chat room, for being there. Cheers, guys.
Yep, sure.
Peace.
Good night.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, I didn't even see you there. I haven't stopped this broadcast yet. Hey, if you like this episode, send me a Bitcoin donation. You can do it by scanning that QR code there on the screen or by going to my website, which is derekj.me. Thanks. Peace.